since the nominations for Oscars are out and you do the Oscars every year and Gosling's nominated, that means you might possibly run into him there. Could I hand you a note and you give it to him? And then I could do the same for you at spring training with Cody Bellinger. Coming to you pre-tape from the Best Coast Show studios, this is the Best Coast Show. I'm your host, Albert Aguilera. That's my producer, Curtis Stage. Curtis, it appears that the Dodgers have acquired a pseudo second baseman.
Is it Brian Dozier?
It is not Brian Dozier because Brian Dozier is not a pseudo second baseman. He plays the one and only position of second base.
He plays second base.
He plays second base.
So we're going to have a Dodgers episode today. We're going to be talking pretty much about one thing, the Dodgers' pursuit of second base.
Second base.
And
we're not talking about boobs. We're talking about an actual second baseman.
Oh, yes. Okay. That's good. So good joke. I like that.
You like that one?
So Dodgers fans, we traded for Logan Forsythe. We did not trade for Brian Dozier. We did not get Ian Kinsler for some reason. People maybe wanted him. We did acquire an outfielder for God knows why
we
from
need
the
more
A's.
Outfielders.
And then we've got to talk just briefly about our pitching staff. Ryu's pain-free, which is fantastic. Allegedly, we'll see if he can actually pitch this year for us. And we also have to talk about our Dodgers Bloggers softball tournament that's going to be happening in April. So, Albert, let's get started.
Dodger Nation, welcome back to the program. Thanks for joining us again. Last week, if you guys were with us, I was in Las Vegas. I ended up running into Dodgers Reddit, Taylor Nielsen. Hey, Taylor, how you doing? And we did a Dodgers episode from the lobby of the Luxor Hotel. And what we talked about was acquiring a second baseman. Now, Taylor,
were you drunk during that episode?
I was not. Okay. I was drinking one of those massive novelty drinks.
Yes. Did it have alcohol in it?
Yeah, they're the novelty drinks.
That thing looked big.
Yeah, I didn't finish it though. I got maybe this much. I don't really drink, so I got this much through it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna start saying shenanigans. So let's not.
Okay.
But if you guys saw the episode, listen to it on the podcast. Taylor was very much about the Twins doing the deal for Brian Dozier. I thought that ultimately we would end up with Forsythe because Forsythe fits the Dodger model of the one player that can play all positions, like the one ring to rule them all, which is, I think that's our front office's type of go-to type of guy, right? Like, hey, you're a utility guy? All right, that's what we need. And Forsythe apparently can play every position, and in the highly unlikely event that we are blowing someone out or being blown out by 20 runs, he can possibly come in and pitch.
I don't think he can play catcher. I don't think he pitches, but he certainly can play other positions, and the Dodgers are high on players that do have versatility. We know that. I mean, they've accumulated players that don't just play one position, hopefully. But is this a good thing? I mean, Brian Dozier is a player that's he may be the top second baseman in baseball. That was the player we wanted to go for.
His 40 home runs were really sexy. That's what we were looking at.
They were. Now, is he going to hit 40 home runs in Dodgers? In the National League at Dodger Stadium? No, I bet you he hit 26 or 27. So if you look at, I don't know that we're looking for home runs out of the second base position, though. What are we looking for?
We're looking for a position player that is a right-handed bat that can hit left-handed pitching.
Check.
So Forsythe does that.
And he's a good defensive player. He's not great, but he's good.
Forsythe happens to play second base, one of the many positions that he plays. This guy, he was in the National League West, so he's familiar with the ballparks. He played with the Padres for 3 seasons, 2011, 12, and 13. Ultimately, got traded to Tampa. But last year, he had a career-high 20 home runs. He hit 263, which isn't, batting average-wise, isn't great, but Tropicana Field isn't it's not a hitter's ballpark. Neither is Dodger Stadium, and neither is the National League West. But this last year, it was the first year that Forsythe exclusively played second base. Because even with the Padres, he was playing outfield. He was playing first. He was playing second. He was playing shortstop. He did everything but pitch.
Well, when the Rays were in town against the Dodgers, I saw that game, and I like the way Forsythe plays. I mean, I was watching him. I was like, that'd be a great player for the Dodgers. And that was last year during the season, I was thinking that. I like him. He's a hard-nosed guy. He's kind of like a Chase Utley in the sense that
a younger silver fox,
little younger silver fox. Except for he's not
silvery.
He's not silvery.
He's 29.
He will be 30 when the season starts.
No, he just turned 30. Happy birthday to him.
Oh, perfect.
He turned 30, I think, on the 16th of January.
So this is a little birthday present.
So this is like a little birthday present.
He gets to come to
an awesome city.
Yeah.
That's true, right? Like, hey, congratulations, you got traded to a contender. Happy birthday.
Yeah. I mean, the Rays, look, they have a good young team. They just never can get over the hump. They picked up De Leon. I know a lot of Dodger fans were people were 50-50 on this trade. look, we were going to give up De Leon regardless.
He was the centerpiece of
any trade we were doing. So that's the only player that we were willing to give up. We are not giving up Cody Bellinger, as I professed my love for Cody last year.
Cody Bellinger.
I love him.
I don't think I can take you to spring training this year. They might put a restraining order on you.
On Cody. So they're not going to give up him. They're not going to give up Willie Calhoun, which he'll probably be our second baseman in 2 years. He's being groomed to be the second baseman. Forsythe
is 30 years old. He's got a 2-year contract. It's this coming season, and then the 2018 option, which you can buy out for $1 million. But he's also not getting paid anything. He's getting paid $7 million this year, and then in the event that the team picks up the option, $9 million the following year.
That's a great deal.
And he plays multiple positions. He hits 263, 333 for the on base percentage. His slugging isn't there. He's not a fly ball hitter. So he only had 2 sacrifice flies last year.
Well, he's a leadoff guy.
He's a leadoff guy.
Sacrifice
and he doesn't
flies.
strike out a lot. He had 120 strikeouts last year.
In 120 at bat. I don't know. How many at bats did he have? 500 at bats.
I know he didn't play a full season. He played 130 games last year.
He does take a lot of walks, which is good. We need somebody who can get on base at the top of the lineup.
So that Corey Seager can win the Triple Crown. He'll help Corey Seager's RBIs.
Is this your bold prediction?
My bold prediction is Corey Seager wins the Triple Crown.
He's not going to hit more home runs than Giancarlo Stanton.
Giancarlo Stanton's going to get hurt again at some point.
Do we have Stanton on our team yet?
Not yet. I'm thinking that at some point the Dodgers, what they should do, because it's rumored that the Marlins are for sale, the Dodgers should do what corporations do. The Guggenheim Group should go and buy the Marlins organization and then just butcher it like companies do, and they go in and they take what's valuable, and then they just kind of sell off the rest. Yeah. But you can't dismantle the Marlins because they're a major league franchise. What you do is you go in there, you take all their good prospects, you take all their good players, and then as a tax write-off, you just donate the Miami Marlins to the city of Miami.
This is your plan.
That's my idea. If I'm the Guggenheim Group, that's what I do.
Okay. Just to get Giancarlo Stanton.
Oh, yeah.
And we get D. Gordon back.
Do I want D. Gordon back?
We got a second baseman now.
We have a second baseman. We could always flip him for something.
Now, many Dodger fans were upset about losing De Leon. And look, I like De Leon. Was he going to be in our starting rotation this year as our number 5 guy?
That's kind of hard to tell because we legitimately have 8 starting pitchers
right now
on the roster right now. How many are healthy and how many can actually make it through spring training without falling apart?
Because we still have Kazmir, McCarthy, Stripling, and maybe Brock Stewart. Those four guys competing for the number 5 spot.
Hyun-Jin Ryu supposedly does not have pain. And then, Kershaw's obviously going to be in the rotation. Urias is going to be in the rotation, though they did say that Urias is going to be on an innings limit this year. Last year, his limit was 100, which he surpassed. But what's his face? Zahidi said that based on how he's performing, he may exceed that threshold. And we all know at some point someone's going to get hurt. So it's going to be like, hey, Julio, yeah, we know you're. They haven't said how many innings he's being capped at, but hey, you've reached your cap, but so-and-so went down, so we need you to throw another.
Well, maybe what they'll do is they just won't. He and Stripling or he and Brock Stewart or whatever.
Or Alvarez, who everyone else was asking about.
No, listen, Yadier Alvarez is the player that I think the Dodgers do want to protect as a pitcher. He's only 20. He's the Cuban.
Minnesota asked for him. Minnesota said, listen, we need De Leon and Brock Stewart or De Leon and Alvarez. Yeah. And the Dodgers were like, nah.
No, we don't want to give up both of our young. Alvarez, I think, has better potential than De Leon. I liked Jose De Leon. I like him as a kid. He's a good guy. I think the team liked him. But the thing is you have to trade a good player to get a good player. And I know Dodger fans were upset. They're like, some of them were like the whole Delino DeShields. And listen, De Leon doesn't have Cy Young material stuff. He's good.
And you can't put that comparison together with Pedro Martinez, Delino DeShields. I mean, time will tell. We'll find out in the next decade if he leads the Marlins or whoever he eventually gets straight into, the Rays, the Red Sox, whoever, into World Series. Who knows? But the difference was that with Pedro Martinez, his brother Ramon Martinez was begging the Dodgers front office not to trade him, saying, listen, my brother is better than me.
Yes.
Tommy Lasorda, you idiots. Yeah. My brother is better than me. What are you doing?
And Ramon was pretty good.
He's a little small guy. His arm's going to fall off. I hate Tommy Lasorda. And he knows that I hate him too.
But
I told you that I got into it with him once on opening day.
Yes.
That's for another time, though.
Yes. We don't need to talk about that.
That's for another time.
So I know fans were upset about losing a top prospect pitcher. You normally don't
Who was under
trade
control for the next 6 years?
under control for the next year. So it's a big thing for the Dodgers to give him up.
And it was a big thing for Tampa Bay to acquire him because they're a small market team, so they value length of contract for minimal money.
And they have a good young pitching staff.
Yeah.
And I wish him luck there. I hope he does well.
Yeah.
He's in the American League, so I don't care. But I hope he does well there. I really like him. I think he will do well once he gets kind of in the flow of the major league. He didn't do well when he came up for the Dodgers last summer. He did great in the minor leagues, but in the majors, he struggled a little bit, but that's okay.
Julio did the same thing.
Yeah.
Kershaw did the same thing. It's just a matter of, and granted, he is older than when Kershaw and Julio came up. He's 24 years old. He's Cuban, so he's 24 years old.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of getting comfortable with new hitters, comfortable in the new stadium, because you're going from playing in front of a couple thousand people in minor league parks to 56,000 at Dodger Stadium,
Yeah, exactly. I think, Dodger fans are I think they wanted a bigger splash in this trade, and Dozier is obviously the bigger name.
And the Dodgers haven't been doing that lately because after they did their $1 billion spending spree the first 2 seasons, management has now been like, okay, cool. We've spent all this money to acquire assets, minor league assets, and we've eaten contracts. So the Dodgers do that a lot.
Cubans.
Which they might, a lot of Cubans, which they might end up doing with Oakland anyways, because they might just send them cash for Eibner. And it's like, okay, we're spending money. Let's start rebuilding internally.
Which is a good plan.
They're lowering their payroll every year, even though we're still paying for people to not play for us.
Yes.
But that's the way management has been going the last 2 seasons.
And that's okay. I mean, I don't know that we need a superstar. Look, the Cubs are still the team to beat, obviously, in baseball.
But the
they
Cubs
didn't get
have
worse.
superstars, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, look what the Cubs did. They're doing the same kind of like Moneyball type of deal, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, yeah, but the difference is that Theo Epstein went out, and his Moneyball athletes are superstars that are on entry-level contracts. So they have perennial MVPs at multiple positions. This isn't like Oakland's type of Moneyball or Tampa's type of Moneyball.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Seager, I think, is MVP candidate for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. Turner is MVP level. He'll never win it, but he's MVP level in the way he plays. Adrian Gonzalez is solid. Is this the last year we see Adrian Gonzalez in this for the Dodgers?
It wouldn't surprise me if we traded Adrian Gonzalez this year or this coming off season.
Fans would lose their minds.
Would they lose their minds? Absolutely. Yeah, we all know how Dodger fans are. Dodger fans, Laker fans.
We love Adrian here in Los Angeles.
We do. But like, I've always been one, guys. I've always been one to tell you that you cannot fall in love with an individual player. An individual player will eventually leave the franchise either by choice or because he gets traded or will retire. At some point, the godlike figure that is Clayton Kershaw, age is going to catch up to him. And at one point,
no.
Shh, quiet.
No.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It happens to all athletes. If age doesn't catch up to your athlete, then
it didn't happen to Tom Brady, right, Dave?
Dave is beyond excited that the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl.
Tom Brady's still going?
Yeah, but Tom Brady's Tom Brady.
Kershaw's going to pitch till he's 45.
He might. But what I'm saying is that at some point, age catches up with every athlete, and you can't fall in love with the athlete because you have to. Your team has to be number one. The idea is that the team needs to win a championship every year. Every year, the goal is to win a championship, not to make sure that said individual has the stats or throws a perfect game. That stuff's cool. That's all. Those are all toppings on your Sunday. Right?
Yes.
But you want the championship.
But we do look.
And is it going to suck if Adrian Gonzalez leaves? Of course. Do you remember his first at bat with the Dodgers?
Yeah.
I was in Las Vegas sprinting through the MGM trying to get through the sports books because my phone had alerted me that he was about to bat.
Yeah.
And he hits a grand slam into the right field like little fence area.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. And he's been nothing but great. So
He's been great. He's consistently been
there.
consistent, but he might get traded this year or this offseason. Who knows? The Dodgers might need to eat some of his contract money, but it all depends on how your lover, Cody Bellinger, does during the spring training.
He's going to do great.
Like all the ladies that are like in love with Andre Ethier, so they wear the Mrs. Ethier
They'll be in love with Cody, too.
Or the girls that claim that Corey Seager is their boyfriend.
They'll be in love with...
That's you with Bellinger.
That's going to be everybody in Los Angeles with Bellinger. I'm telling you, this kid's going to be good. He's going to be good. He may not be Corey Seager good, but he's going to be good. He may not be Adrian Gonzalez good, but he's going to be good. He's going to be solid. I mean, if we could get another Eric Karros back here in Los Angeles... That's awesome. And that's probably what he's going to be at that level. Let's talk about our outfielders, because we still, for some reason, we got another outfielder.
We have 7 outfielders currently.
7.
On the 40-man roster.
We have Peterson,
which is going to get cut down.
Peterson, Ethier, Puig, Tolles, Thompson, Van Slyke, Kike.
Would you say Kike is an outfielder? Because he's a utility guy. He plays second base a lot.
But he can play center field
but that's 7.
Against lefties.
7 outfielders on the 40-man roster. We just traded for Brett Eibner.
And we have Rob Sagadin. I mean, he's
good.
Yeah,
that's
he
true
can play
too.
outfield and
he actually did really well when he was called up this last season. Yeah. And we just traded for Brett Eibner from Oakland. Oakland DFA'd him last week, and the Dodgers were like, "Hey, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Bring him over here." We have some use for him.
Do we? Dude, they're gonna have to. I feel like it's gonna be like Little League, where just like you two get out there in center, you two get out and right, and you two, and we'll just see who plays better.
That's what kind of pisses me off. And then the same thing with acquiring Forsythe. I know that they have this model doing what they do, and I fucking hate that it changes the lineup every single night, because that screwed us in the playoffs, where you just get, the guys were not hitting because they were not consistently where they were, because we're playing this nerd baseball, and we know that nerd baseball works over the course of a season because the numbers will fill themselves in over the course of a season, especially when people start going down left and right, going on to the disabled list. And you need people to fill these holes. So you're not filling it with people, you're filling it with stats based on the person.
Sure.
Cool. It works. It fits. But in the playoffs, when you're playing 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7, you need your guys to be consistent. Yeah. And then you need that one guy to step up and be smoking hot.
I don't think that's why they lost. I don't think
we weren't hitting. We weren't hitting in the playoffs.
That happens.
And the year before that, you know what? We weren't hitting either.
You run into good pitchers. That's what happens. So we have a glut of outfielders. What is happening with our relief staff right now? We have to get Joe Blanton back, don't we?
I would say yes. 1-year deal.
Are we going to get Greg Holland? I mean, we need more relievers here. How about Sergio Romo? Would you take a Giant? Would you take a Giant?
Okay, listen.
We've had Giants.
I know we have.
We've hated him. I hated Jeff Kent when he was on the Dodgers.
Oh, Jeff Kent was awesome.
I hated him.
I loved how Jeff Kent was such an asshole. I loved it. He had one of my favorite swings though of all time. Jeff Kent has one of the best baseball swings of all time, in my opinion. Not as great as Griffey's, obviously, but I like his compact, like hard-nosed swing.
Listen, he was a great player.
He was,
but I hated him.
Here was my thing with me hating the Giant players that we acquired. Is because Ned Colletti was like, "Oh, former Giant, let me overpay you to come over here." Yeah. But in the event that our new front office with Zaidi and Friedman, if they make the decision to bring him over, that means they have an idea, they have a plan.
Yeah.
And they're not going to overpay to bring him here.
Sergio Romo, I mean, he's a free agent. He's out there. I say we get him. So we need some more. We're not done, I think, this offseason.
It's only January. It's only January. And then we have an additional week to shop and stuff because of the World Baseball Classic.
Ew. Yes.
Yeah, I hate the World Baseball Classic too.
Now, speaking of World Baseball Classic and just Classic, we are going to be participating in the softball tournament. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Guys, so for those of you who are not familiar with this, the Left Field Pavilion does a charity softball tournament every year for the last 5 years, I think.
Yeah.
We've been in the tournament. We put together a team and we go out and play. And it's always for a good cause. We go out, we play softball for an entire day, and it's intramural, and the fields are super nice because it's out in, what's it, Field of Dreams in like Azusa or something? It's super nice.
Covina.
It's super nice, and you go out there, you're helping a charity, and I'm calling you out. I welcome all challengers.
It's fun. It's really fun.
It is fun.
It's all Dodger fans.
And this was pre you blowing your Achilles.
I'm gonna have to probably be at first base this year.
At first base?
Yeah, I'll probably have to go a little light on the running in the outfield and just kind of be at first base and just scoop it over there. Dig it over there. All your trash. You don't even play infield. You can't even play the infield.
I could play the infield. I could play second base.
Barely.
But I know I don't play infield.
You're a good hitter, though.
I like playing. Yeah, I'm a good hitter, and I like playing the outfield. But like being like the team manager, like the player manager, I like doing that because I'm too busy just like talking shit to the other bloggers.
Now, being
on
the
Twitter.
Team manager, are you going to be like Dave Roberts and shift the lineup around?
Oh, I totally should. I should just randomly come out every half inning and pull my pitcher
and then just make double switches.
No, it's part of the strategy. Every game could only last an hour, so if my team is leading, expect me to go out there and just start swapping out pitchers to kill time and I'll get biased to go out and pitch for us.
Now, we're doing this show for Dodger Nation today. Dodger Nation may or may not have a team. We will destroy them still, even though we are working with Dodger Nation.
Yeah, even though we're working with Dodger Nation, you put a team out, we will wreck your team.
Best Coast Show. We're just going to still have to compete with them, even though we're together, working together.
Absolutely.
Yeah, all right.
Absolutely. Hey, it's all you got to do is win.
Yeah.
Going out there, we got to win.
So when is this again? This is April
20-something.
April 10th. So Dodger fans,
we'll have more information.
We'll have more information on
closer, but it's April 20-something.
Yes, we'll have more information on our website. We'll have more information as we get closer on this show.
Yeah, I heard that your kid is old enough to play this year.
Yeah, he could play.
And he's left-handed?
He's a lefty.
Does he hit left-handed?
Yes. He's lefty and lefty, so he may have to play first base. He's better than I am.
Well,
actually.
if he's going to play, how big is he? Like, how tall is he?
He's
14.
Taller it's not hard to be taller than me, but he's taller than me.
I need him.
He's skinnier than hell, though.
He's the Corey Seager type. You tell your wife to start feeding him more protein.
Yes.
And I need him lifting weights.
He's 14.
Smashing weights.
Getting in.
I need him lifting weights.
He does need to do that. He's pretty damn skinny. I mean, I think his chest is concave. He can rope the ball, though. I mean, he can hit it. He line drives. He's good. Yeah, he's taller than me. He'll probably he can scoop it at first. I don't know. A lot of our softball players aren't really good fielders, so he'll have to
It's not. But you know what freaks me out? And ladies, I tip my hat to you for doing this because you have more balls than I do. The ladies that play third base in softball,
gosh, yeah.
I don't feel comfortable as a hitter hitting.
I played third base last time
because it's like these ladies are literally 10, 12 feet away from the batter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna hit a line drive and kill you. But nope, they're there and they're just like boom, and they start.
They're way better than us.
The ladies can field infield better than the men.
Way better.
And they talk more shit than the men.
That was a lot of shit talking from the ladies.
The ladies get very vocal. I'm just on Twitter, trolling.
In the field.
Oh yeah. I'll be in the outfield. I'll bust a Carl Crawford. I'll be in the outfield, and we do something, and I'll be like, yeah, that's what's up.
Manny
Ramirez blog.
Manny Ramirez go out and pee in the outfield and come back and tweet and whatever.
I don't do that. Okay. I don't pee in the outfield. No, I use the sanitary.
Because there is a Red Sox field at this Field of Dreams. You could technically go behind the Green Monster.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know about the Field of Dreams, it has a bunch of replica fields. There's a Dodger field, the Red Sox field. There's
Wrigley.
Detroit.
I think Wrigley.
Wrigley's there. Mm-hmm. I think they have 6 total.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys should totally check it out. We'll have more information on our website, bestcoastshow.com. You could visit thelfp.com. They're going to be posting stuff about it too, because Mike Brown at the leftfieldpavilion.com is the person that hosts it every year, and it's for a good cause. It's for a charity, because ultimately we're out there for the charity, but I want to win.
Yes. And we will try to get Dodger Nation some good players, too.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take all the best players, and we'll give Dodger Nation kind of
total Dodger move there. So, if in the event the Dodger Nation has a Giancarlo Stanton type, we will take that and then
give them 3 players that we don't want.
Absolutely.
Me, maybe. It might be me. I am.
Hey, you're going to take one for the team.
I am kind of getting a little buff, though. I have been. Look at this.
I have. Your shirt's a little tight. You've been working out. What happened to the I don't do resolutions? Looks like you've been working out.
Well, I always work out, but now, I actually think my wife shrunk the shirt.
Oh,
it's a little tight. I gotta unbutton this. It's a little tight.
You're the worst.
All right, so what's our gift of the day?
All right, guys, our gift of the day: Logan Forsythe playing first base, not second, makes a sweet catch near the railing, and his pitcher gives him the applaud.
It's nice.
Hopefully, we'll be seeing a lot of that with the Dodgers, but preferably at second base, because we do need an everyday second baseman. Guys, but that's been our show. Don't forget to stalk us on Twitter at Best Coast Show. Thank you, Dodger Nation, once again for having us. You can stalk them on Twitter at Dodgers Nation. You can check them out at DodgersNation.com. You can look at all of our blog posts and all of our updates on our website, BestCoastShow.com, because we got all the news and articles up. And, the podcast. You can catch us on the podcast. We're on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, really wherever podcasts are heard. But, that's been our show, and you guys have a good night.